The Ethiopian Highlands mattered because elevation changed everything. In northeast Africa, high plateaus, steep escarpments, and deep valleys created a natural stronghold above the surrounding lowlands. This was not just high ground, it was a landscape that shaped power, defense, farming, and trade. This was not an isolated mountain world. The northern highlands stood close enough to the Red Sea to connect with trade, but high enough to remain protected from easy lowland control. That balance helped make the region historically powerful. So the Ethiopian Highlands were more than a barrier. They formed a defensible plateau world with rainfall, river sources, agricultural zones, and selective access routes. Geography helped create one of Africa's most durable highland civilizations. Across the plateau, elevation created a different world from the surrounding dry lowlands. Cooler conditions, highland rainfall, and broad upland surfaces supported settlement and farming. The high ground gave the region both resources and protection. Along the edges, steep escarpments made access difficult. Moving from the lowlands into the highlands meant climbing through broken terrain and narrow approaches. The plateau was reachable, but not easily dominated. Water gave the highlands deeper importance. Rain-fed rivers and headwater zones helped support farming inside the plateau and linked the region to larger river systems beyond it. The highlands were not dry mountains, they were a water source. The northern highlands also looked outward. Routes from the plateau could descend toward the Red Sea coast, where trade connected Africa, Arabia, and the wider ancient world. This gave highland power access to maritime exchange. The Rift Valley added another layer to the landscape. It separated highland zones, guided movement through valleys, and created strong contrasts between plateau, basin, and lowland. Geography organized movement into selective corridors. The Ethiopian Highlands can be read as a protected, connected highland system. The plateau supported settlement and farming, the escarpments limited easy invasion. The watersheds supplied rivers and productive zones. And northern routes connected the highlands to Red Sea trade, helping places like Aksum grow into major historical centers. Some highlands shape history by lifting power above the surrounding world. In Ethiopia, the plateau gave communities a strong base for farming, settlement, and defense. This was not an open lowland plain. The northern highlands formed an elevated plateau where cooler conditions, rainfall, and rugged edges created a different kind of historical core. The key effect was highland security. People could build communities above the hotter lowlands, while valleys and upland fields supported food production. The plateau gave power a stable place to grow. The plateau core made the Ethiopian Highlands more than a mountain refuge. It provided land for farming, height for defense, and enough internal space for political organization. In this landscape, elevation became the foundation of durable highland power. Some highlands shape history by controlling the climb into them. On Ethiopia's eastern edge, the plateau dropped toward hot lowlands, turning steep terrain into a natural shield. This was not a gentle slope from lowland to plateau. Around the eastern to Gray Highlands, movement toward the interior had to face ridges, broken slopes, and limited approaches. The key effect was filtered access. Anyone coming from the lowland side had to climb through selected routes rather than spread across an open plain. The terrain decided where movement could happen. The escarpment shield made the Ethiopian highlands harder to dominate from below. It protected the plateau, forced movement through limited gateways, and helped highland centers survive pressure from surrounding lowland worlds. Here, defense began with the shape of the land. Some highlands shape history not by staying isolated, but by choosing where they connect. From the northern Ethiopian highlands, routes could descend toward the Red Sea, linking plateau power with maritime trade. This was not a coastal kingdom sitting directly on the sea. Aksum stood on the highland plateau, but nearby routes connected it toward the Red Sea facing lowlands. The key effect was outward connection. Agilis gave the highland world a maritime outlet, where goods, people, and ideas could move across the Red Sea. Highland strength could now reach beyond the plateau. The Red Sea link made the Ethiopian highlands more than a protected interior. It allowed highland power to connect with Arabia, Northeast Africa, and wider ocean trade routes. In this landscape, the plateau was defended by height but connected by corridors to the sea. Some highlands shape history by storing and releasing water. In Ethiopia, rain-fed plateaus, lakes, and headwater rivers made the highlands a major water source above the surrounding lowlands. This was not a dry mountain interior. Lake Tana sat inside the highland basin, collecting water from surrounding uplands and turning elevation into stored water. The key effect was water release. From Lake Tana, the Blue Nile flowed out of the highlands, cutting through valleys and carrying highland water toward the wider Nile system. The water source role made the Ethiopian highlands more than a defensive plateau. Rainfall, Lake Tana, and the Blue Nile connected the highlands to regions far beyond them. In this landscape, elevation did not isolate power. It produced water that shaped life downstream. The Ethiopian highlands shaped history by combining protection with connection. Elevation created a defensible plateau, escarpments filtered access, highland waters supported life, and Red Sea routes linked the region to wider trade. More than a mountain region, the highlands became a natural platform for one of ancient Africa's great centers of power.